This is the Stone Glacier SkyAir ULT. Their little backpacking tent. So I'm going to show you what I modified on this and how much it weighs, and I'll show you how it sets up. Now I added some things. This is the regular tent. This is the vestibule that comes on it to cover the front, so it just gives you more protection. And then I got some extra stakes with it because I feel like if you're going to get this, you probably should have more stakes. All right, now the stakes that it comes with these 6, and that's enough to get it down basically, but I just feel like if you're in a high wind situation, you're gonna need more than that. And so I have these extra stakes that I just bought off of Amazon. A couple of them just have these little notches right here, and then I actually like these ones a lot that have, of course, the paracord pull tab, but then these different sections. That way, if you have anything that slips, it's going to catch on one of those. But I like these stakes a lot. So in total, I have all these, and if I'm not mistaken, I can't remember if I can use all these, if I have enough tabs for everything on the shelter, or if I think I may have a couple extra just in case I lose one, because that can happen. So I think I have 1 or 2 extras that I pack with me just in case. Okay, let's weigh this. See what it all weighs with all the stakes, the vestibule, and the shelter itself. 1.15 pounds. Try it again. 1.20. 1.2, sorry. 1.2 pounds. I think that's pretty light, if you ask me. Need 2 trekking poles. So I have these black diamond ones that I use. Great trekking poles. So that sets up both sides of the shelter, and you'll see how that all operates. All right, so I set up the backside where your feet go first. So I'll stake down those 2. I just use the regular silver stakes on this one here. So take these. I'll just put it in right here. It's a nice windy day to test this out, so this will be good. Turn these in so the loops grab there. You can kind of see where I'm talking about. I like to do these with gloves, so sometimes it's kind of a harder ground. And then it'll be perfect. Test it out and kind of see how the wind will be. So I'm staking that part down there. Grab 2 more. Now this top side's a little bit different because you don't know. You kind of got to get a feel for how you like your door, because you can adjust the height of the shelter. So from the mouth you can make it like wider or taller depending on what you're looking for. So but that all depend on the distance that you stake in these sides from, and it's so I kind of pull it somewhat tight and then stake those first 2 in. I'm gonna kind of step on it so I can get in the ground a little bit better. So there's the first one, and then let's get this one over here. And I'm just gonna say, so again, the distance there, if you put it in closer, the shelter would be taller. If you put it in wider, you'll get more space inside if you want to. So let's put it there for right now and see how that's going to work. Now the next part is you got to grab one of your trekking poles, get it to the length you need. So I just adjust this one first, come over here, set it there, and then I'll love where I live, always nice and windy. So let's get it set like right about there. I'm gonna get it kind of tight, and then I better go grab more stakes. For this part, I don't like to use the silver ones on these, so I'll grab one of these with the yellow tabs. Let's find some good space here. So I like to just put them both through here, find a good tight spot there, and I like right about there. Again, I like to kind of step on these grounds a little hard. So put them both on. You can see how it tightens up pretty quick. I mean, it's a pretty solid little system. And depending on how tight you want these, you can adjust them and such. But I kind of like where it's at right there. So yeah, now let's go to the back side here. This is the other trekking pole. We'll go back here and grab this one, and you can adjust. You can get whatever height you'd want on this. I'm gonna go just a little bit, and I just kind of wrap this around a couple times, and I don't know if I do that wrong or not, but so maybe I need to lower it a little bit. Let's lower it right there. Adjust it if I need to later. Stick that in right there. Maybe a little too tight. Maybe a little too tight. Should be pretty good. I like to poke that into the ground more. And now at this point, I just like to grab some of these red ones. I mean, you can use these silver ones that if you'd like, and put them out along the side. I feel like they're really lightweight, and that's why they give you them. So that's what's nice about them. But I'll put one like right here, for example. Is it warm in there? Well, get in there, bud. It's a little breezy today. So, and then put this one here.
Dad, how do we close this thing?
We'll close it in a bit, bud. So it's all set there. Now, like I said, it's super windy out here. So I'm gonna stake down everything. Get it all settled, just so this thing's not going anywhere. So there's some more tie down areas right there. There's one along the back. I'm not as concerned about the one in the feet, but I'll do it in a minute with just a regular one. And then I'll take two more. So yeah, those are all there. And then let's tie down. Make sure this one's, just keep it a little tight, like not super. I don't have to jam it in. Don't have to pull it too tight, I think. And then for the side parts, I think this part's key from just keeping, like, especially if it's like super windy, you want to keep things kind of tight so it doesn't. And I wish I had like a tree next to me, because I'd probably do this more at an angle like this to kind of pull the sidewall up, but this will do for right now. Whoop! This should do right now for right now. What? Oh boy. Cool. So there's that. And yeah, oh my gosh. It's a big old bush. Alrighty. Do this one here. Okay, and then I'm gonna put on the vestibule. So This little pouch goes up in here, so I'm gonna adjust that real quick with everything so you can see what that's like. That's how it kind of secures. Hopefully this shouldn't be a problem. Is it's just windy right now up here, which is perfect, so you can see how this does. I live in an extremely windy place, especially in the spring, and it can be good for testing out stuff like this. Alrighty, so that's set up in there. Now at this point, this part's pretty easy. You just make sure it's on the right side.
Get in there, Dad.
Yep, we'll get in here in a minute. And you clip these down. It's got these little clips right here, and you just clip them down here, clip them into place. Take this side, clip that down. And that way, you're gonna be all protected. And then one more stake for
the door.
The door, huh, Raps? And I like to keep this part a little tighter just so it keeps water and everything out if you got rained on. And additionally, something that I would do if I was camping here for the night, I would get rocks, and I would put rocks on all the stakes just to kind of keep things a little bit more secure. There's only one thing that kind of bothers me about this setup, and I'll show you when I get inside of it. And maybe I just need to toy with adjusting this side a little bit more, because I worry about condensation and things like that. You can see how the wind's blowing down here. Let me get inside so you can see kind of what the inside's like with a guy like me. So I'm 6'3", pretty tall, so I take up a lot of room in there, but you kind of get a good idea with how much room is here in a second. All right, I'm inside here now. A decent amount of room. Like I said, if the wind's blowing, if you look down here, you know, being on top of a sleeping pad, with my sleeping bag, if it's windy, you know, the edges, sometimes you all know that you get a lot of condensation buildup sometimes, but I'm hoping with enough like enough like draft in here that it would actually stay pretty dry and probably wouldn't get a lot of condensation. But down there you can see how your feet don't have a ton of room, so I worry about, especially if you're not sleeping like if you're sleeping in the middle, you're probably okay keeping the edges off, but you just got to make sure your feet aren't touching the edge so you get the bottom of your sleeping bag wet or anything like that. But other than that, there's actually a lot of room in here, so it's not bad. And you can put all your gear up here. I have more room. I can scoot down towards the bottom, you know, closer down here, and still have a decent amount of room. So yeah, good amount of room. You have little spots here where you can tie stuff, hang stuff on here. I probably wouldn't do that though, because it's just I feel like it's gonna bring down this even more, so you're not gonna have as much room. But again, like I said, the only problem is I feel like with this is just the wind, but for what it is, I don't think it's bad. You can kind of see how it's concaving on these sides, and maybe I can secure this or make that a little tighter, but I feel like it's not going to get a lot better than that. But I mean, for 1 pound 2 ounce or 1.2 pounds, like, I mean, that's not a bad little shelter. So I look forward to using it this upcoming summer. That's what this will be primarily used as. This will be like a early season archery hunt. This year my goal is to be a little bit more mobile when we're out bow hunting. That way we're not just traveling really far and traveling back to our base camp and doing a lot of that. We can just camp where we are or whatever. With, you know, my sleeping bag doesn't weigh a whole ton either, with the pad too. So with that and this being a pound and a little over a pound, I mean, this is gonna be hard to beat. So it's a pretty good little setup, I feel like. So thanks for watching.